Certain things survive for centuries in this world because they contain a spark of the eternal truth that all persons seek. In the middle of China, at the foot of the holy mountains, lies the Shaolin monastery, of which many legends have been told. Here, the Indian monk Bodhidharma, who was named Tamo by the Chinese, reformed Buddhism 1500 years ago, naming his new teachings Zen. Through years of meditation, he explored the eternal laws of nature. He developed exercises that coupled inner harmony with physical strength. He named these Shaolin Kungfu. His teachings survived through the ages and became the mother of all the martial arts that served for defense, never for aggression. Together, we present to you for the first time, exclusively, the high art of Shaolin Kung Fu, performed by the 31st generation master, Shi De Cheng. I come from the Shaolin Temple on the holy mountain Songshan, in the Chinese province of Henan. First, I would like to welcome all those present from across the world in the name of my Shaolin Temple. As in the other parts, we will begin with a few exercises that will prepare the body for the rapid movements in the forms. This time, we begin with Shaolin Yi Jin Jing. Inhale. Exhale. Palms face upwards. Inhale, lower arms. Exhale. Inhale. The right palm faces forward. Inhale. All movements are loose and relaxed. Exhale. Both palms face forward. Change position. Inhale and change arms. Exhale. Assume the horse stance. Palms face the ground. Point the right hand to the left, and the head looks to the right. Change sides and inhale. Exhale, take a big step to the right and go low. Look up. Exhale, take a big step to the left and go low, and look up. Inhale. Exhale and straighten up. Inhale. Look forward. Exhale and straighten up. And return to the initial position. I will now demonstrate some basic exercises with the Shaolin Tamo sword. First, make an upper arm forward strike with the sword. Strike from top to bottom. Rotate the sword above the head. Rotate the sword a number of times on each side. Rotate behind the back. Swing the sword through flat on the side. I will repeat the basic exercises in slow motion. Stretch the forearm and strike forward with the sword. Sweep the entire arm back and strike from top to bottom with the sword. Next, rotate the sword above the head. First, pull the sword up to one side, move the arm back above the head, and rotate the sword from the wrist above the head. Now rotate on the sides several times, rotating the sword on the outside and inside of the body, and turning the body with it. Next, rotate the sword behind your back. The first rotation is to the outside, then the rotation is continued behind your back with the body turned back one step. An upward strike follows at the end. At the end, swing the sword on the side. The arm swings back and guides the sword with the tip first inside and outside of the body. Finally, a straight strike backwards is made. The left arm is extended with the index and middle fingers outstretched, creating sword fingers. The following Tammo sword form demonstrates the complex application of the basic exercises. Low stance. Forward position. Strike the sword forward twice. Forward position and horse stance. Circle with the sword tip and strike forward. Swing the sword through flat on the side. Turn, jumping, and strike forward. Rotate the sword behind your back and on the side, first to the front and then to the back. Strike forward from the forward position. Turn sideways, keeping the sword level, and strike forward. Rotate behind the back. 2 steps forward and a forward strike. Turn and a strike back. Low stance. Strike from top to bottom. Horse stance and a strike to the side. Make a circle twice and strike from top to bottom. Rotate behind the back. Step hard on the ground. Take a step to the side and strike from the side. Forward position. Turn sideways a number of times and then strike forward. Turn sideways and pull upwards. Turn to the side and strike first to the right rear, then to the right front, together with kick. Guide the sword up on the side and then strike forward to the outside horizontally. Forward position. Swing the sword through flat on the side. Strike forward and strike to the back. Rotate above the head. Low stance. Change hands. Complete the form, initial position. And now, the Tammo sword form at normal speed. The sword is also referred to as the Master of Arms. Characteristic for this form is the close guiding of the sword above the head of the exercising person. The qi, the energy, flows through the arms to the sword. The sword techniques stress the hands and arms particularly. One uses the tip and the blade as well as the flat of the sword to block. The handling of the sword requires dexterity and control of the body. Practice single sequences and then complete them within the form. The next form is the Shaolin Mehua saber. 2 steps forward. Back stance. Step down hard and cross the arms. Open arms and tuck in legs. Change grip and strike downwards. Forward position. Evade, jump and strike down above the center. Forward position. Strike upwards twice. Circle the saber above the head twice and high kick. Strike horizontally, guide above the head and evade, jumping. Back stance. Pull back with the left hand, change position and strike forward with the saber. Evade and jump twice and strike downward. Turn sideways and go deep. Forward position and strike forward. The left palm is stretched to the back. Guide the saber above the head and strike horizontally. Guide it back, turn, back stance. Repeat from the opposite direction. Low stance and a strike to the back. Guide the saber to the middle horizontally and swing back. Turn to the side repeatedly and in doing so make a circular strike to the inside, land in the horse stance. Rotate the saber outside and inside a number of times. Jump, evade and go low. Strike forward, jump, evade and strike forward again. Swing. Strike forward 3 times from an evading jump. Change front foot and strike forward again. Guide the saber above the head and strike horizontally. I will now repeat the sequence from the opposite side. Guide the saber around the head, change hands, and perform a standing high kick. Land in the horse stance and complete the form with a loud scream. The saber is also used to thrust and strike, but it is wider and heavier than the sword. For this reason, hewing techniques predominate. When sweeping it back, it should be guided close to the head. Blocking techniques are executed with the flat part of the blade. The saber is called the ruler of weapons. The guiding of the saber is graceful and effortless. The chi flows through the saber, with the eyes on the tip of the saber. The swinging of the saber should be swift as the beating of a sparrow's wings. During the forward strike, one must imagine the tip of the saber to be as hard as the tip of a steel nail. And now, the Shaolin spear form. Block from the horse stance. Forward position. Strike the spear forward. Block from the back stance. Jump, evade, and strike forward again. Turn the spear and strike forward again. Turn the spear and block with the tip pointing down. Strike upwards with the butt of the spear and strike forward again. Strike downward with the spear tip. Repetition from the opposite direction. Block from the back stance. Strike upwards with the butt and the tip. Turn and strike the tip down. Strike forward from the forward position. Turn and block with the tip of the spear. Turn the spear, evade, jump and strike from above, horse stance. Repetition from the opposite direction. Turn the spear from the wrist and strike forward. Withdraw, turn, and strike forward again. Strike up with the butt of the spear and then strike down with the tip. Turn the spear and strike forward again. Withdraw, jumping kick. Hold the spear in the left hand and complete the form. Return to the initial position. We will now repeat the entire exercise at normal speed. The spear is the king of weapons. Spear techniques aim forward, like the head of a dragon. The movements of this form are on one line. Not only the spear tip is employed, the butt of the spear is used to hit or strike. The pole of the spear is used to block and cover the body. Forward strikes are combined with the turning action of the wrist, increasing the effectiveness of the strike. The entire spear can be used to increase the force of the spear blow. At the end of each strike, the body should be tensed, pinning the spear and transmitting the energy of the strike. Due to its great range, the spear is an ideal long-distance weapon. The Shaolin Yin Shu pole form. Initial position with an inverted grip, right arm horizontal. With momentum from the foot, turn the pole and catch it horizontally. Turn the pole, assume the forward position. Turn the pole forward and strike upwards with the end, horse stance. Go forward one step left and strike upwards with the other end, and strike up again. Turn the pole and jump, striking the ground. Change to the forward position and pull the pole back somewhat. Low stance and block with the midsection. Pull at the hip and kick forward. Turn the body into the forward position and strike sideways horizontally. Rotate above the head and strike to the side horizontally. Turn the pole a few times and go into the low stance. Repetition of the last movements from the opposite direction. Side kick. Step forward and block with the midsection. Change to the forward position and strike downwards with the end of the pole. 2 steps forward, jump, evade, and strike the ground. Forward position and a strike to the right. Forward position and a strike to the left. Forward position and a strike from top to bottom. Change grip and strike down with the pole tip. Pull the pole back. Jump forward, striking the pole forward. Pull in the right leg and strike with the other end of the pole. Repetition from the opposite direction. Spring into the horse stance and strike from top to bottom. Sweep to the left, sweep to the right. Rotate the pole once more and strike the ground with the butt of the pole. Turn the body and strike down the middle. Strike up and kick forward simultaneously. Assume the horse stance and complete the form with a loud scream. Lower the pole and return to the initial position. And now the entire pole form at normal speed. The pole is called the ancestral father of all weapons. It is the oldest weapon of the Shaolin monks. A broad surface is covered attacking. The momentum of the techniques comes from the entire body. The rhythm of the form is quick, and the movements should follow one another quickly. The pole is used with both ends. There are striking, hitting, sweeping, and blocking movements. The pole should be turned roughly in the middle. This increases the force of the technique. The Shaolin 9-section chain. From the initial position, sweep down low and stretch the left arm up. Stamp the ground and pull the left leg in. After a short run, do a somersault, keeping the chain folded together in the right hand. Now the chain is unfolded and the turn forward from the side begins. Twirl the chain around the armpit to the other side and back around the upper arm. Repeat 3 times. On the 4th time, pivot the body as well. And increase the momentum with the shoulder. Again with a jump. And pull over the shoulders again. The chain is slowed above the shoulders and pinned with the left hand. Low back stance. And now the turn backwards begins. Twist from the upper arm, turning the body. This alters the direction of the turn. I employ the left upper arm to begin the twirl. Now the twisting starts around the neck, around the armpit, and over the neck again, beginning the jumping motion. Twist from the upper arm and change directions. Change the direction of the chain with your leg and turn the body. Repeat twice. First under the armpit, then around the neck. Now change directions to a horizontal twirl. Over the head and around the neck. Secure the chain, forward position. Now the horizontal twirls follow. Begin above the head. Jump up and pull the chain through the legs. Repeat this movement a number of times. This leaping technique resembles the butterfly in Western gymnastics. To wind out, twirl the chain above the head a few times. Finally, secure it on the body and assume a sitting position. Rise again and twirl it around your body from the opposite direction, secure under the armpit, and complete the form. And now the entire form at normal speed. The 9-section chain is one of the most challenging weapons to learn of the Shaolin. Aside from the mastery of the weapon's technique, it requires certain acrobatic abilities. The twirling motion of the chains are executed on the side of the body, backwards and forwards, horizontally, as well as over and under the body. To change directions, one uses the shoulder, armpit, the neck, the upper arm, or the legs. The chain should be tensed during all twirling motions. The spike at the end of the tip is the point of attack of the weapon. The chi flows from the body to the tip of the chain. The entire body guides the chain. It must be twirled with speed and without interruptions. Most of all, beginners should be very careful not to injure themselves. For this reason, the separate parts of the form should be practiced individually and slowly before attempting to complete the entire form. The Shaolin animal forms. Shaolin eagle boxing. The eagle boxing form contains strong flowing arm techniques and forceful leg techniques. Leaping strength and speed are the main elements of this form. As in all animal forms, it is important to embody the characteristics and special movements of the respective animal here. In the case of the eagle, it is his daring and the majesty of his attack moves that are noteworthy. The arms should be held like the wings of an eagle, with the hands partly open and the fingers bent. Attacks are led against the weak spots of the opponent, mainly pain-sensitive areas where nerve bundles concentrate, or against the neck and throat. With the hands half open, these points are clawed at or dealt a blow. From calm and alert awareness, an uncompromising attack comes without warning. He who understands the content of the form will master the eagle boxing form. And now the eagle boxing form at normal speed. And now the Shaolin praying mantis boxing. The praying mantis boxing form employs arm and hand techniques to block, catch, and pull, and fingertip techniques to strike. The wildness and determination of the insect are used as examples here. The characteristic position of the hands in this style is with the wrists angled down and half-extended index fingers. One can strike with the back of the hand as well as with the fingertips. Holding the hands in this position allows one to launch attacks from unexpected and unpredictable directions. A further characteristic of this form are the extremely low stances. Explosive attacks are possible from these coiled positions. Here again, the attacks are directed primarily at the neural points and other painful and sensitive areas of the opponent. The praying mantis is credited with cold calculation and mercilessness on the attack. The execution of the attack should also be guided by rationality and be uncompromising. And now the praying mantis boxing form at normal speed. Shaolin leopard boxing. The wildness of the leopard is expressed in this routine. The opponent's will to fight is broken by determined attacks. The characteristic of the leopard is strength. Strikes with the heels of the hand are used here particularly. The fingers of the attacking hand are bent somewhat. One concentrates on the stem of the hand and on the heels. The execution of this technique requires the exact centering of strength on one point. There are less evasive moves in this routine. The wildness and determination of the leopard always strive forward. Now the entire leopard boxing form repeated at normal speed. Shaolin monkey boxing. The characteristics of monkey boxing are the many abrupt changes of direction and the seamless shift from offense to defense. The shoulders are relaxed, the neck tucked in, the arms held at an angle, and the body drawn together. Elbows, wrists, and the knees are bent. The steps are executed quickly on the toes or in short leaps. The stress lies on monkey boxing. It is not merely an imitation of animal movements. For that reason, attack and defense should be executed realistically. One must be able to envision the opponent. When applied correctly, the techniques of monkey boxing are surprising and unpredictable. The agility, cunning, and playfulness of the monkey are expressed in this routine and translate into effective attack and defense movements. Monkey boxing is one of the most famous Shaolin routines. However, the apparent facility of the execution requires years of intensive training. And again now, at normal speed. Now I would like to say goodbye and to remind you that the exercises shown previously are part of a series on the Shaolin martial arts teachings. The Shaolin monks have achieved the highest perfection through decades of practice and performed to a stunned audience during the world premiere at the Vienna Stadthalle. The success of the monks lies in 5 prerequisites. Step-by-step improvement, constant practice, temperance in all things, peacefulness of mind, follow the rules of courtesy and decency. The series Shaolin Kungfu is available in 3 video cassettes. Part 1. Breathing and movements. Part 2. Self-defense and unarmed combat. Part 3. Weapons techniques and animal forms. The contents of all 3 cassettes comprises the most important exercises of Shaolin Kung Fu and serves the purpose of demonstration and self-teaching.